Section 3, Screenplay. The third section of 5 in the HOF coaching program. In this section, we introduce areas that coaches will need to consider to prepare, practice, and then implement. These areas directly affect the 10 HOF survey questions. Let's start off with a couple of awareness points. The beam reality. The HOF coaching program describes the beam reality in the following way. The brain. That's where the fuel is stored. The brain is the impetus for all thoughts, ideas, and mental models we create. Eyes, reality magnifier. As the sayings go, perception is reality, and seeing is believing. We interpret the world predominantly through our eyes, and whatever we focus on tends to affect the mental models we use to base our subsequent actions. Ears, highway to the heart. Whatever we hear about ourselves, we tend to consider. Whether it affects us or not, we consider it. 99 people can say something positive about us, but it is the one person who says something negative that sticks with us the most. Mouth is the weapon, and it could be the weapon of mass destruction or construction. That is where the rubber hits the road. Once something is said, it cannot be taken back. Without proper consideration about not only what is said, but also when, why, how, and to whom the resulting response can vary. With proper planning and rehearsal, your words can have a lasting positive effect within your village. With the beam reality in mind, let's explore 5 areas that, if planned accordingly, will assist in having your athletes choose to come back the very next day and ultimately grow the village. With a safe learning environment. Expect mistakes. Without trying, one can never succeed. Plan your communication for when mistakes are made, both in practice and during competition. Less is always more. Right stuff, right amount, and right time. Be selective in how you behave, how much, and when. A good example of this is when outward intensity. A coach that is always yelling versus a coach who only yells when necessary can be perceived very differently by athletes. Same can be said for a coach who is always calm and cool. A little intensity now and then may really ignite the athletes. Either way, figure out what, how much, and when to apply certain behaviors is the key. Awareness of message delivery. Ensure that when and what is being communicated to your village is truly understood by everyone involved. Although there may not be immediate time to reflect, it is important to allow for clarification of concepts and expectations to avoid incorrect assumptions due to miscommunications. Encourage more reps. Just like when learning a technical skill, behavior is learned and mastered by performing more reps. Allow yourself and your athletes plenty of opportunity to practice the skills necessary to succeed on and off the field. Athletes try when inspired by coaches. Inspiration comes in many forms and is most effective when it is authentic. If you are a raw type coach, then go for it. But if you are more of a calm, quiet analyst, use your technical knowledge to motivate the athletes. Whatever your method, ensure you are comfortable demonstrating it to get the most out of your athletes and village. Change the channel. Consider adjusting the message and method of delivery if you feel it is not being well received. This can be applied to behavior and skill. Changing the way the message is being delivered may be all it takes. As simple as changing the drill or the method of communication makes a big difference. Allow breaks. This allows athletes to catch their breath and to refocus for the next session. It allows the coaches an opportunity to acknowledge personally and refresh the mind. Identify expectations and parameters. Spend time establishing behavioral expectations and parameters as they apply to the entire village. You never know what is going on in their world. Nobody really knows what someone else is thinking. The easiest way to make sure the athlete is on the same page as you is just to ask. Maybe they are having a really bad day. Often it is a minor distraction, however, larger issues are often well concealed. Consider the individual before calling them out in front of the village. Allow for chat time. This is a normal day for most younger athletes. In the morning, quiet and get ready. On the bus, quiet on the bus. In school, quiet in the classroom. At home, quiet and study. Activity, quiet and listen to the coach. Evening, quiet and go to bed. Consider a normal day for some of these young athletes. By allowing chat time during practice before the game, you allow the athletes to dialogue with other teammates and develop a stronger bond within the village. Carefully select your words. This comes with practice. Number 1, some may say, play like Jeter versus be like Jeter. Do you really know anything about Derek Jeter beyond his caliber of play? You are novice 1, not 5. Do not behave like them. Does skill level have anything to do with behavioral expectations? Play like you care. If athletes seem uninspired, who's responsible? Consider consulting the village and be sure to look in the mirror. I love you guys versus I love being your coach. Be careful with this one. In this day and age, these words can easily be misinterpreted. I'm excited versus I'm nervous. Excitedness and nervousness carry the same similar traits, but have arguably opposing meanings. Take time to be mindful about what you say to your athletes and ensure that the true intent is communicated. Acknowledge personally. Use athlete's first name. Few things are more powerful and impactful than hearing your name. Say hello to their parents upon arrival. Parents and guardians are immediate extension to the athlete. Parents say hello to athletes and coaches. Encourage all parents and coaches to say hello to the athletes. Athletes say hello to parents and coaches. Encourage all the athletes to acknowledge and say hello to the village. Immediate results on a piece of tape on a jersey. When possible during practice, put a piece of tape or something like that on the athlete's jersey with their name printed on, and to register results during a drill or competition period. This is just an idea. For example, if they are running a 20-yard dash, write down their time. This is a form of personal acknowledgement and immediate feedback. Execution, we call this showtime. Consider athletes win and coaches lose. This attitude helps reduce athlete stress and increase coach accountability. Encourage excellence. Winning occurs on the way to excellence. In other words, encourage the athlete to play the game and not the score. Excited versus nervous. Encourage the village to appreciate the moment of competition as a positive learning opportunity where the only thing on the line is to do your best and to compete. You cannot practice while you play. Practice is where the behavioral and technical aspects are rehearsed and refined. During the game, coaches can only remind them of what they've already learned. Use zip terms. When you practice, try to incorporate what we call a zip term to remind athletes about techniques and behaviors. One word that unzips to summarize the entire skill or behavior for efficient and effective in-game communication. And finally, allow for breathing time. Allow the athletes an opportunity to refocus on their own terms. Allow breaks. This allows athletes to catch their breath and to refocus for the next session. It allows the coaches an opportunity to acknowledge personally and refresh the mind.